Hey, this is James at All Hail Internal Combustion. We finally managed to score a set of GT40 heads for the 302 build we're doing for our F-150. That's a lot of letters and numbers. I don't like that on a Sunday. But these are GT40 heads that are out of a 93 to 95 SVT Cobra. And the reason you can tell that is because if you look at these crane cams, roller rockers right here, up there is a Ford logo. Ford got a hold of Crane and said, hey, we need some roller rockers for an engine, and we need this many sets of them, and that's what happened. And from what I understand, Crane is no longer technically in business. But yeah, these are factory heads with factory roller rockers on them, which I found it kind of shocking that the engine was only rated to 265 horsepower with all these goodies, but we all know how the EPA is. Supposedly you can also find GT40's on 93 to 95 SVT Lightnings, because we all know they're in the junkyard so much. And they say they come in 96, 97 Explorers and Mercury Mountaineers. I think the years go a little farther than that, but that's just what I found online. These are factory 1.7 to 1 roller rockers. Normally Fords run 1.6s. And these particular heads have a 61cc combustion chamber on them. And they have 184 intake and 154 exhaust valves. And as you can see, these heads are pretty clean. I'm pretty sure they were done recently. And a lot of the heads that are getting run on the street are the old E7TEs and the D heads from the 80s. But they had nasty bumps that came down in the exhaust. These GT40s don't have that. As you can see, it's pretty clean in the exhaust ports. The intake ports are pretty good compared to some other heads. I mean, they're pretty wide open. So you bolt a set of these on an older Ford motor and it will increase the power, mainly because of the combustion chamber and the valves being a little bit bigger. Like a set of E7TE heads usually had a 1.78 intake and a 1.46 exhaust, and really that's not a whole lot bigger, but I guess it's big enough. So yeah, that's what we scored. We got these off of a dude down in Maryland. His name was Werner, I think. Really cool dude. He was building a Cobra in his garage, like one of the cool Cobras, not the Mustang Cobra. And it was pretty impressive for a dude doing it in a little 2-car garage. But he let us have a hell of a deal on these things. I think he just wanted to clean his garage out. We got this pair of heads for $50. And you can't beat that. We looked them over. They're not cracked. They're clean. Pretty much ready to run, but I'm going to take them apart anyway just to make sure the valve seals are good. And I'm going to put a set of valve springs in these to handle the E303 cam we got coming for this engine. So that's what's going on with our heads. If you can find a set, get some GT40s. If you decide to use GT40's, you might have a problem with your exhaust system and how the spark plugs are, because on a GT40 they come out like the old Ford plug where they're angled backwards. The P's tilted the spark plug forward a little bit, and with the GT40's and the GT40P's, get your valve springs done. Get a new set of valve springs, because the P's are supposedly super weak springs. The 40's didn't have the best springs on them. So we're doing these because the E-Series camera running from Ford wants 120 pounds of seat pressure, and the stock springs could only put out about 90. So that's the tale of our heads for right now. We just got done. This isn't the same block. We had to get another one. But that's what we started with the nasty cylinders. And when we mic'd these out, these were 4.002, so there was some wear to them. Supposedly this motor had about 200,000 miles on it. We went ahead and used Happy Boring Bar, and once I actually figured out how to use it and how to take the right measurements, we got all these cylinders on this side taken out to 4.036 inches, so 36 thousandths. Our pistons are 35 thousandths, and I want to take the final bore to 38 thousandths. So that's what we're doing here. And we're going to keep plugging away on this thing, but this was just an update on the cylinder heads we got, and we got a cam coming, and we got to order a bunch of damn parts, but we're finally getting somewhere. All hail internal combustion. Like and subscribe. See you all in the next one.